So let's move ahead. So this second session is crazy marketing and growth strategies. That is what we'll be focusing on. So we have done 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are starting at number 5 in this second session. So number 5 is emotional marketing strategies. Emotional marketing strategies. One thing stands out. Companies hardly sell products in this dispensation. They sell something else. So like the narrator said, Coca-Cola does not sell soft drink. They sell happiness. Nike does not sell shoes. They sell motivation. So in marketing in the 21st century, you need to tie your product around a particular emotion or feeling. Okay? So for example, I put it here. I said Coca-Cola sells feeling, Apple sells status symbol, Red Bull sells adrenaline and energy, GoPro is a camera company, they sell adventure, Porsche sells scarcity. In other words, in all their advertisements and if you watch the advert online or on television, you hardly see them talk about the product itself. Rather, they are showing you something that will inspire you to own the product. In other words, if you own this product, this is how you will feel. Coca-Cola hardly show any advert where showing you the manufacturing line, how their factory look like, how Coca-Cola is manufactured. No. Coca-Cola shows you happy people drinking Coke. Okay? So that is the new marketing strategies companies are using to truly sell their products in this dispensation. So you have to decide what to add, what to market. Either you market emotion, feeling, status. That means if you buy this product, you feel you will look like a celebrity. If you buy this product, you'll be happy. That's what they're trying to show. I will explain it as we go on. And so Nike is one of the most powerful brands. Its tagline, just do it. Everybody say, just do it. And its accompanying advertisement challenged people to achieve their goals and aspirations. In 1987, Nike's ad agency made a new TV advert celebrating Nike's role in founding the jogging craze. Now, the video had the visual image of tracks where Nike started, clips of famous runners with a voiceover. It all started here, followed by fitness revolution that changed America. That sounds nice, but that wasn't what they were looking for. So people from Nike and the ad agency felt that the ad is striking and provocative. But when they previewed it to a group of consumers, the advert met with silence. Nike's founder, Phil Knight, was upset. He felt that the ad celebrated Nike product. Listen to this. Nike product, not the customer. The focus of that advert was on the product, not on the customer. So they went to redo it, actually. They went back. Ad agency came out with a revised ad showing all kinds of athletes doing what athletes do. Every athlete spoke with emotion about what they do, what emotional reward they gain, and why they do it, and why they do in their own emotional words, followed by what? Just do it. So the ad was not about sneakers, the superior performance, the quality of the shoe, not at all. It was about emotional rewards, about just doing it, motivating many to take up the sentence. So in this ad, you hardly see Nike show you how their shoe is manufactured, the qualities, how it was made up. They don't show that. They simply say, just do it. So Nike uses motivation. Everybody say motivation. All right? They use this motivation to encourage you to buy their product. So in marketing and branding, nobody emphasizes product. Rather, they emphasize how you will feel when you use the product. So nobody sells a product, okay? People sell what you will feel. That is what they do in the 21st century. So Nike doesn't emphasize on the specs of their shoes. They don't show you the materials it was made with. They use their advert to connect with your emotion. Everybody say emotion. Because emotion distorts reason. You won't even start thinking about the qualities of the shoe and every other thing, because they have affected that your emotional being, that our human emotion, that our feeling to belong, all right? The feeling to have a status as someone wearing Nike brand. You won't talk about the quality of the product, you will simply buy it. So that is what people do. That's what companies do now in marketing. Companies do not emphasize products, they emphasize how you will feel. So people love what makes them feel better. People love what makes them feel good. People love what inspires them. People love what will increase their status. So all you need to do as a CEO is to look for a way to connect your products to these emotional channels. So if, for example, you are running a supermarket business, you don't need to talk about the products you sell in the supermarket. Rather, you emphasize on the way people will feel when they shop in your supermarket. That will sell better than talking about biscuits and all those stuff. So in other words, write this down, everybody. Sell feeling. If you don't sell feeling, sell inspiration, like Nike. If you don't sell inspiration, sell status symbol like Apple. So Apple emphasizes on what will happen to you if you start using iPhone or their laptop, MacBook. So they try to show you that this, our product, will elevate your status. Suddenly you become a big guy or a big girl. So either you sell feeling, inspiration, or motivation. But by all means, touch the emotional side of man. And when you do that, it distorts logic. So people won't talk about the product any longer. Rather, they will start talking about how they felt when they purchase what you are offering. So a supermarket, for example, let me use that supermarket illustration again, can start a billboard campaign, for example, that shows people how great they will feel when they shop in your outfit. And so you get good writers. It is called creative writing or copywriting. People who can creatively come up with different phrases you can put on different billboards. And if you push it hard, people will start feeling it. People develop that feeling towards your own brand. So anytime they think of buying something or getting groceries, they think about your supermarket. So in other words, my friends, in all your projections online, think of how to make people feel better. If you make people feel better, they will buy what you are selling. In other words, the way you project your product or service online determines how people will see it. For example, if you are selling properties, you're selling land, you run a real estate firm, and then you simply post your handbills online, and they'll simply say, if you want to buy land, call this number. There is no connection between that, your advert, and people. There is no connection, nothing exciting, nothing inspiring about what you posted. And so that is one of the reasons why you may not be selling. Another person will post that same thing you posted in a different way, and before you know it, start getting calls. So in the 21st century, for you to really market and sell, you must be creative. Everybody say creativity. Say it again, say creativity. So do the following. Right. Sell feelings, not products. Sell feelings, don't sell products. In other words, do what Nike is doing, do what Coca-Cola is doing, do what all these products are doing. They are selling feeling. If you get our product, you will feel this way. If you purchase our products, you will feel this way. Now, let's be honest with ourselves. You don't sell anything special. What you are selling, others are selling it. All right? So if you sell cosmetics, you sell property, whatever you are selling here, everybody sells it. And that's the truth. And so that lady thought her own packaging was special until the man brought 2 extra packages from 2 companies showing her that actually your product, there's nothing special about it. The only special thing that lady would have added to her own product is the way she projects it online. That is the marketing. If she markets that product differently, people won't consider or thought about looking for or buying from her competitors, as long as she projects it in a different way. All right? So if you want to sell, like I normally put it this way, I say sell more than a product. Everybody says sell more than a product. Okay? In other words, don't just sell a product. Sell more than a product. In other words, project that product in a way that when I think of my interaction with your company, I will feel something. That the day I interacted with your company, the day I paid you a visit, the day I came to your event, I felt somehow. Because at the end of the day, people will remember how they felt when they interacted with your company more than how much they bought the product. They may forget how much they paid, but they won't forget how they felt when they bought it. So the question is, if you sell exactly what your competitors are selling, why should I buy from your company? So the lady brought her product thinking that her product was unique until a replica was shown to her. So companies know that they don't really have unique product. So they stop emphasizing on product and start emphasizing on feeling, inspiration, motivation, status symbol, and then emotion. Because they know they don't sell anything special. I mean, if I don't use iPhone, I can use Samsung. They do virtually the same thing. So if they are projecting it to me, they don't sell phone. They sell how I will feel if I use their phone. That is a new way to advertise. Market something beyond a product or service you are trying to get across to people. So emotional branding is, write if you can, write as fast as possible. Emotional branding is the process of creating a relationship between a customer and a product or brand by appealing to emotions, appealing to their emotion. All right? You create that product and project it in a way that will make people feel special when they have what you are selling. Although you may be selling a simple product that anybody can find down the street, but you project it in a different way. So advertisers and marketers can achieve this by creating content that engages the customer's emotion, ego, needs, and desires. Everybody loves to be treated in a special way. Everybody loves to be celebrated. Everybody loves to be honored. In other words, if I'm trying to sell something to somebody, I tap into that nature of man, which is I want to be celebrated, I want to be treated specially. And I do that for you. So when consumers are emotionally hooked by the brand, they will most likely not seek a replacement product or service and keep coming back to the product that they associate or they love, and then they have fond memories about that product. So in order to maintain a loyal customer base, you will need to sell more than a product. Let me say to your neighbor, sell more than a product. Yes. In order to connect with consumers, sell more than a product. It requires creativity. It requires brainstorming. It requires thinking through it. Like I said in the first session, if you don't want to emphasize product, emphasize a brand. So how you will feel if you come in contact with this brand, and then it takes time for one to project it and make people remember and associate that company with that particular emotional feeling. Very important. So for example, Mercedes-Benz does not sell a product. By the way, Mercedes sells status and prestige. Apple sells exclusivity. Gucci sells luxury. I mean, someone told me that Rolex wristwatch and other wristwatch are literally manufactured in the same company in Switzerland. And so why should I pay more for Rolex watch? It does the same thing. It's time. If I want to know the time of the day, I look at the watch. Every other watch does the same thing. So why should I pay more for Rolex watch? Because Rolex spent years building a brand, trying to convince people that their own wristwatch will add more value to their lives than other people. So if you are wearing Rolex watch, you will love to show it off to everybody. If you are wearing other brands, you will not show it off. Same thing with Apple products. And that is why they sell their product whatever price they desire. So if you want to sell in the 21st century, connect to people's emotion. Very important, okay? Now, B, emotional selling is a strategy that leverages customers' feelings rather than logic or the features of what's being sold. Talking about the specs of the product, this cosmetic was produced under the best weather, under the best water, under the best atmosphere, under the best air conditioner. Nobody wants to hear that in the 21st century. The customer of the 21st century is not interested. Rather, they want something that will make them that will attract them to the product. Either they see celebrities using it, or you project it in a way that makes your product stand out in the marketplace. So emotional selling is a strategy that leverages customers' feelings rather than logic or the features of what's being sold to influence a purchasing decision. Influence a purchasing decision. That is what emotional selling is. So if you connect to people's emotion, like I said, emotion distorts logic. Once people are hooked on something that they feel emotionally connected to, they don't think straight. All right? Logic is removed entirely because there is a connection between that person and the product. You spend quite some time projecting that product in that particular way. And so everyone that buys it will feel that once I have this product, I will feel this way. So if I'm selling land, if I have a real estate company, I will sell more than land. Let me paint a picture. Somebody wants to buy a land, and then we need to take him to the site, right? And so we go to car companies. You know, there are car hire where you can hire any car you want. So you hire maybe Range Rover 2022 model or 2023 model. You go to the person's office to pick him. So as he comes to enter the car, you put red rug. So he walks on rug to enter the car. Just follow me. I told you this is crazy conference, crazy summit. So he walks on rug to enter the car. So inside the car, you give him small chop or something beautiful to eat. You make sure there is video for him to be watching inside that car. As he lands at the estate, another rug is waiting for him. He steps down, walk on rug, and a group of marketers welcome the person in a special way. Right? So welcomes the person. Before you even show him the land, because our plan is to remove his mind from land. Because we are not selling land, even though we are selling land. Are you following me? We are not marketing land, though we are selling land. So we are taking his mind away from land. That's why we're doing all these things. So he steps down from the car, walk on the same red rug again, and some people will welcome the person in a special way. Then you ask him to sign on a particular board. That anyone that enter this estate will sign a signature. He signs. And while you're doing all these things, you are recording the person. Let me tell you what will happen. That person will ask you the size of the land, the location of the land, the landmarks. You have taken all that away by making him feel special. Do you understand what I'm saying? There is a question I normally ask whenever I'm doing marketing, real estate marketing training. If I tell you that I have an estate at Banana Island and the price of land at Banana Island is 1 billion, will you argue about the price? You won't argue. Now, what if I tell you I have an estate at Aguleri in Anambra State and the price of a plot of land is 1 billion naira? Will you agree? Why? Land is land now. Now you will say no. Then I go back to my drawing board and re-strategize. Then come up with another marketing strategy. If you buy land in this estate at Aguleri, you don't need to go to Onitsha with your car. There will be a rail line from that estate down to Onitsha. There will be British International Secondary School in that estate. Your children will go to school for free. We will build 7-bedroom mansion with swimming pool, everything for free. All you need to do is to pay 1 billion naira. Is your mind changing now? Is it not the same property? The same property, but something is changing in your mind. So this is how companies play with people's mind. That at the end of the day, you don't think about the product you are buying because the company succeeded in making you feel in a particular way. And like I told you, don't forget it. Emotion distorts logic. Once we tap into your emotional side, you won't think straight. You won't. So when we organized this summit at Transcorp in Abuja, one of my friends, I mentor, went to book the hall for us. So as he got there at the reception, that was 3-4 years ago, some guys were paying for a room. At that time, the cheapest room was 250,000 per night. He said the guy is booked for 5 days. And he was angry. I said, why are you angry? Is it your money? He said, they are wasting money. There are cheaper hotels around. I said, you don't understand that there is a way you project your product. People will forget the price because they are no longer buying product. There is something else they are buying. So when you see companies position naked women around their products, they are tapping into the emotional side of man. They want you to forget product and think naked woman. So that's why we should not do it, because I believe all of us are Christians, right? So that is emotional selling. Emotional sell refers to marketing and advertising that uses emotions to make prospects notice. That's very important. Notice, remember, share, and buy your company's product or service. Because there are other products competing for their share of mind. I'm sure you still remember share of mind. So they are competing for the same mind. So if you are marketing your own product, connect it to feeling or status or inspiration or motivation, so that they will remember the product. They buy it because of the way you made them to feel. How on earth will Coca-Cola say open happiness if you watch their ad on TV? Open happiness. What's happiness got to do with a bottle of sugar? It's strategic. It is deliberate. They are not joking. They know what they are doing. So when you evoke that side of man do not think any longer. They buy what you are selling at the end of the day. So advert is more than putting a product and phone number on billboard. No, you have to go extra mile beyond that. What is it that will make people remember that billboard after seeing it for the first time? So if I watch your 3 minutes advert online, what will make me remember that advert in 3 years' time? All right? Why growing up, some advertisement I watch on the TV, I can still sing their song now, 30 years after. It was deliberate because it's share of mind. They succeeded in putting their product into my mind and I can't get rid of it. It is deliberate. Very, 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 very deliberate. Now, I would like to jump something so that I can show you. Okay, let me give you one more. Okay? Emotional selling is a sales management strategy that focuses on customers' emotional experience. So the illustration I gave about real estate company now is emotional experience. Now, that person may not buy land at the end of the day, but he can't forget how we made him feel. All right? He may not buy land, but he can't forget that feeling. Even if he buys land, he will still remember the feeling more than the price of the land. So that's why, I don't know about now, I hardly go into banking hall. And that is why before, all customer rep or customer whatever in banking halls are usually tall, yellow, and beautiful. They are deliberate. So if you are angry, they don't take money from your account and you're going to bank with anger. And then you enter there, they say, go and meet that lady. You look at the lady, your anger will reduce to about 80% because she's beautiful. It's deliberate. Let me tell you, most of us here have been captured by many companies without knowing. They use emotional marketing to capture you because it's subtle and it's psychological. You won't pay attention, but it's happening to all of us sitting down here. It's happening to all of us. So if you capture people's feeling, emotion, and then you inspire them, and then at the end of the day make them feel better, they won't forget your company forever. So let's just jump to number 6. Please, did you get what I just shared now? Okay? So in all your marketing front today, if you have a marketing manager in your company, I would like you to go back and sit down with the person. I can even help out. Invite me. If your place is far, let's do it on Zoom or Google Meet. Let me have a meeting with your marketing manager. It's free. You're not paying. I want to have a special meeting with your marketing manager. All right? We'll sit down. I will sit down with the person. We craft a different kind of marketing for your company. Let's move people's mind away from product to something else. But they will buy product at the end of the day. And so sometimes I don't like Coke, but I find myself drinking Coke. Because anywhere you go online, they are there. On the street, they are there. What kind of people are these? They make you to think them, whether you like it or not. Number 6, how to control the market. Everybody say control the market. Okay? Now, to control the market, there are 5 things we need to do quickly. There are 5 ways. Out of these 5, you choose one. You have to choose one out of these 5. So to control the market, there are 5 different strategies you must choose from. So you choose one out of this. The first strategy is be big. If you want to control the market, be big, massive. Like Amazon. You can't control the market being small. The sharks will take care of you. Sharks. Big companies have advantage in the marketplace. To win the competition in the marketplace, you must strive to be big. All right? If you aren't going into partnership so that you can be big, do that. Okay? Do that. Now, for example, this company is called Mars. Right? They are the ones that produce, they are the world leader of chocolate. They are the owners of Snickers. You know Snickers, right? It's everywhere. Now look at why they are number 1. Mars operates in a relatively stable industry. This company created some of their major products many, many years ago, but they still dominate the market. Look at the list. Milky Ways was created when? Milky Ways were created in 1923, Snickers 1930, the Mars bar 1932, Twix 1979. But these companies are still dominating the industry. Okay? Now, Snickers is number 1. That if you check the top 10 chocolate brands in the world, Snickers is number 1. Mars bar is number 7. Why Milky Way is number 8. So what is the secret of this company? Why are they still dominating the company for ages? So why are they still big? Mars has maintained market leadership because it is what? Are you reading with me? The biggest chocolate making factory on earth. That is why it is number 1. If you want to dominate an industry, be big. It has capabilities that other competitors do not have. So Mars also leads the market in other industries like pet food, chewing gum. They are the owners of Wrigley's Spearmint. They are the owners of... most of the chewing gums in this world are owned by this company. So if you want to dominate an industry, fight to be big. And when you are big, this is what will happen. There will be barriers to entry. You will create barriers to entry. Entry barrier can be created when you are big. Barriers to entry describe the high cost and other obstacles and barriers you will go through before you can establish a business in an industry. Real estate industry requires a barrier to new entry. If you create this barrier, it will be difficult for others to come and compete with you. Let me in the business world, every action is deliberate. I'm telling you, every action these guys take is deliberate. Imagine you now competing in going into cement manufacturing in Nigeria. They will chase you out of this nation to another nation. It is deliberate. They won't even give you a license. Okay, that's how it works. So when your company is big, write this down, everybody. When your company is big, you create what we call high entry barrier in that industry. For example, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Procter & Gamble, that is P&G, Unilever, Dangote Group, and others are so big that they have barriers that will be difficult for anybody to cross. How much do you have? By the way, how can you now compete with Coca-Cola in soft drink market? You can try, but they will deal with you later on. If they discover that you are struggling, they will buy your company and close it. They will pay you handsomely and close that company so that you won't compete with them forever again because they hate it. All right? So every company that wants to dominate the industry must fight to be big. That is why I emphasize on raising money. See, many of our businesses remain small for a long time because of lack of funds. Okay, so if you want to grow a big business, which is what this summit is all about, you need to raise money. Now, some investors may not invest in our kind of businesses because we call them traditional businesses. Traditional businesses. So most venture capitalist firms invest in fintech, like all these Nigerian fintech companies, Flutterwave, Paystack, MoneyPoint. They can invest because they grow very fast. But traditional businesses do not grow fast. But traditional businesses can raise money through the banks and then through partnership. If you have friends who have cash lying dormant in the bank, the person can partner with you because growth requires money. It requires money to grow fast. If you don't grow fast, you'll be having new competitors every day. Every day. You'll be having competitors. So let's do this. Coca-Cola is in every local government in Nigeria. In fact, consulting firms, like I said in the first session, contact them whenever we are looking for consumer data in different parts of Nigeria. So Coca-Cola knows the income bracket of every village in Nigeria. So how can you enter an industry like that? So if you are big, you create barrier and shut out new entrants. So can't you see that some of the colas are gradually disappearing? You can create your own cola drink, but do you have Coca-Cola distribution power? Because as you grow big, one of the powers you need, which Indomie noodles have, is logistics. So Indomie has Multipro. It's a logistic company founded by these guys. It knows every nook and cranny of this nation. Every village, they can enter it with Indomie noodles. So you may have a fantastic product, but do you have what it takes to distribute it? So because companies are big, this is another part of it. Because companies are big, these companies are big, governments sometimes create this barrier for them. When new entrants consider the cost of obtaining license, they run. So that's why few companies control cement, sugar, salt, telecommunication, 5G network in Nigeria. And this is one of the ways to go global and thrive. Be big. Let me say to your neighbor, your company needs to be big, man. Your company needs to be big. It needs to be big. All right? It needs to be big. Okay? Let's go to B quickly. Be fast. So if you cannot be big, maybe you don't have the fund for being big, then be the first person that implements a particular strategy in your industry. Be the fastest person that implements new strategies or implements any new idea in your industry. That is, be fast. So one of the easiest ways to dominate the market is to be innovative. Leaders, all of us, must understand that almost everybody received the same idea at the same time. God releases idea. Everybody received the idea. Now the person way wrong with the idea first, go maximize them. So leaders need to be learn to be strategic and learn to brainstorm, but need to learn to run fast. Because that thing you think you are the only one that knows it, there are thousands of other people who also know that thing you want to do. So, in other words, leaders must be adaptive, malleable, and don't be too rigid in accepting new ideas. One of the greatest challenges I found among our people in business is resistance to new idea. If it sounds too big and outlandish, they say, no. We have built structure. Godwin will bear me witness for companies. They fought against it until they dropped that structure. They paid us, but they get rid of it. The owner of the company want the company like that. But he's the one that called us complaining that he answers call from morning to night. If you are sitting with him now, 10 minutes, 50 calls. I saw a guy, you will die. You will die. Yet, he's fighting change. Don't fight change. What you don't understand, don't throw it away. Sit down. I don't understand it now. You will understand it tomorrow.